is Gabe, and today I'm going to do a brief tutorial on how to use Zoom. So Zoom is an online video conferencing software. So first, let's get right to it. So go to the website zoom.us, zoom.us, and if you don't already have an account, the first thing you're going to want to do is to create one. To create one, click sign up on the top right corner. Then type in your email address. Then click sign up. You will receive an email shortly with an activate account button. After you receive the email, click on the blue activate account button. That will take you to this page. It will say welcome to Zoom. Type in your first name, last name, and create a password. After you've done so, you'll be taken to this screen. Click skip this step. Next, click on go to my account. Now you will be presented with your profile page. Here, you can edit your name, edit your photo, and other information. Now, to begin a meeting, click on Schedule a Meeting at the top of the screen. Now, here you can change the credentials of your meeting. For the topic, you can customize the topic of your meeting. For example, if you're having a class, you can call Gabe's class. For the description of the class, enter any information you might want to tell your audience. For example, you might specify certain rules for your class, such as raising your hand, which is also a feature in Zoom. You can also schedule the times your class will meet in here, or other information you want to present to your audience. Next, this will be when you will want your presentation to take place. Select the time you want your meeting to take place. Say we want it at 3:30 p.m. If your class meets at a certain time, such as 3:35, you can click with your cursor on the dialog box and type in 3:35 and press enter. That will specify 3:35 instead of just 3:30. Here you can do any increment of time you would like. Change the duration of the class. The Zoom Basic plan has a 40-minute time limit on meetings with 3 or more participants. However, with the recent outbreak, this limit has been waived for scheduled meetings. Because we are scheduling a meeting now, it has thus waived the 40-minute time limit. So you can ignore this message. Next, if this is a recurrent class, you're likely going to click Recurring Meeting. Select the recurrence frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, or no fixed time. For here, we're going to choose daily. Next, repeat every 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and so on. So we'll repeat every day. And then select the end date. This will be the last day that your new meeting session will be active until. In other words, after this date that you input over here, your link that this page will generate for people to join your meeting will become inactive, and you will thus have to create a new scheduled meeting. So let's do it some date further in the future, say April 30th. Next, meeting password. Here, this gives you the option to choose a meeting password for your meeting. You may want to do this if you have a certain session that you only want certain people with this specific password to enter. You may want to check it on or check it off. And you can also customize the password over here. to anything you like. Next, for video, host and participant. For the host, that would be you, the host. You're likely going to want to change it to on, so other people can see your video coming out of your webcam on their screens. If you want everybody to be able to see their face and for you to see theirs, click on participant, on. Audio, leave it at both for now. I'll explain telephone later. Next, meeting options. The first one, enable join before host. To put it as a metaphor, this would be like unlocking the classroom door and allowing your students, your participants, to enter the classroom before the teacher, the host, you, enter the meeting. This would allow students and participants to interact with each other and see each other's faces before the host logs on. If this were to be checked off, when everyone clicks on the generated link that we'll talk about later to join the room, they'll see a blank screen and will not be able to see video or interact with each other. So I'd probably recommend you turn that on, unless you only want the class starting when you enter the room. Next, mute participants upon entry. This mutes everybody when they enter the room and can be checked off after. They can be unmuted later. Enable waiting room. I'm not sure what this does. We'll skip it for now. And next, record the meeting automatically on the local machine, on the local computer. This records the audio and visual of your session to save for later. Next, click Save. Next, this is your meeting page. You can edit the information at a later time as well. So over here we have our time. So it's going to be occurring on every day on 3:35 p.m. Pacific time until April 30th. You can share this Google Calendar invite and so on. Additionally, you can share the join URL link to your friends, and you can also share them the meeting ID. They need both of these in order to log on to a meeting. Okay, so far we've created our Zoom account and scheduled our first meeting. Next, we are going to download the necessary application for either desktop or mobile and to start our meeting as if it were to happen in real life. Okay, so there's a download page on the Zoom website. You'll scroll down and then you'll see easy to set up, use, and manage, and then click on Zoom desktop client for meetings, and that will automatically download. I'll also provide links for these in the description below. After you downloaded it, click on the app and follow the on-screen prompts. Next, it will open up Zoom. You can join a meeting or you can sign in. Let's sign in. So sign in, type in your login credentials. I'll type these in and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, click sign in and it will connect. This is the on-screen homepage. On the top you have home, chat, meetings, and contacts. For now, let's just focus on meetings. So we already created Gabe's class from the website. Here, you can hit start to start the meeting. So in our example, in our designated time slot, I believe it was 3:35, we log on to my computer, open the application, click on meetings, and press start. Now the conference will start, and I press join computer audio. Now in order for other people to join this session, they'll need the link and the meeting ID. So I'll end this meeting for now. So in order to access your meeting link and ID, click on Show Meeting Invitation, and you'll get this information. You'll get a calendar invite, so people can automatically add this to their Google Calendar to get reminded when this scheduled session will take place. And then here is the most important thing: your Zoom meeting and then meeting ID. So everybody will need these in order to log on. So they click on this link and then they punch in the meeting ID, and then they'll be able to join your session. Let's take a closer look. If you don't see this information, you can either copy the invitation or press Show Meeting Invitation at the top of the screen. We're going to want to focus on two important elements: the Join Zoom Meeting link and your meeting ID. You're going to want to copy and paste this information in a new text window to share it with your participants who you like to join. On the screen now is a format I've provided to input your specific information to send to your friends or your people that you want to participate in your meeting. So on this screen now we have a text class page. So that will be, for example, Gabe's class. The description, so in our case, it will be raise your hand or chemistry every day at 4:35 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then copy and paste your Zoom link and your meeting ID. That way people can join. They click on the link and they type in the meeting ID on their own device. Or somebody can also dial in by their location. Here's a list of universal numbers. These will work for you in the United States. Somebody can call this number and all they have to do is punch in the specific meeting ID. Once they have that information, they can join your meeting. And for somebody who wants to call in, they don't need the app or an account to dial in. Anybody can dial in. And that concludes my tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching.